And welcome to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Kenny Choi. We begin with our pitch. If you have a show idea, we would love to hear from you. Go to facebook.com/Bay Sunday and comment to the page. And we have arts galore today. First up, please welcome from Mountain Play, the executive director, Sara Pearson. Good to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So tell us about Mountain Play.
Well, it's 103 years old. We've been doing it up on top of Mount Tamalpais for 103 years. Not all musical theater. We started musical theater in the late 70s with our executive director then, Marilyn Smith. But 103 years ago, 1,200 people hiked up to the top of the mountain to see Abraham and Isaac. Crazy.
Right. And I've heard about it. I've never been there, but tell me what the theater actually looks like. What's the view?
Wow. Well, it is actually pretty spectacular. I mean, in the whole Bay Area, there's nothing like it. In the whole country, there's really nothing like it. It's a wonderful Greek amphitheater with stones that were quarried out of the mountain back in the 30s. Of course, when we started back in 1913, there were no stones and people just sat on the grass and kind of slid down. But it's actually a stone amphitheater. It is just like you'd see in Greece or Italy. It holds 3,750 people, and from the amphitheater you get a beautiful view of the San Francisco Bay along with the city of San Francisco in the distance.
And we're taking a look at some of the pictures. It seems like you can really pack that theater. How long does that season run?
It's very short. It's easy to miss. You have to watch out. We always close on Father's Day. That's this year, the 19th of June. So we have 6 shows running every Sunday from the 22nd of May through the 19th of June, plus one Saturday thrown in for good measure.
And Sara, I know that you are really excited. Everyone there at Mountain Play is really excited about the show that's going to play there
getting
this
ready
year.
to open.
So what is that?
Yep, we're getting ready to open West Side Story. It's going to open on the 22nd. And this is an amazing show. I mean, West Side is a masterwork of musical theater. Jerome Robbins, Leonard Bernstein, Stephen Sondheim, Arthur Lawrence. It's a classic that everybody knows as the amazing pinnacle of American musical theater.
And there's one thing, you can watch a show on Broadway, but to watch it on top of a mountain, that must be a completely different experience. What do people really enjoy when they go up there?
I think the thing that's most important to me is when you are in a theater, usually you're in the dark and you can't see anybody around you, and actually the people on the stage can't see the audience at all either. So it's a very sort of private experience in a way, whereas on the mountain you're with an entire community of people and we're all picnicking and we're having our wine and we're sharing picnic items, and then when something emotional happens on stage, it is so much more impactful because you can not only feel the emotion, but you can actually see it ripple through the entire crowd of 3,500 people. That is a big impact.
And do you have day shows and night shows,
They're
or
all
is
day.
it's all during the day?
Yeah, because we're on top of a mountain, so getting down off the mountain in the night would be a little bit of a problem for the state park, I think.
Right.
But all the shows start at 2. But the park opens in the morning, so people who are in the know, who've been doing this for years, know that they come up and treat it like a whole day adventure. It's like it's really like a county fair kind of a thing where you come up in the morning and we have pre-show entertainment. You save your little favorite spot, you put out your picnic, you have your mimosa, you read your Sunday paper, and then you go for a hike. And then we have pre-show entertainment and puppet shows, and then you see the show at 2. It's a full-on day of art and nature.
And this beautiful book is celebrating the 100th anniversary of the nonprofit. It's been around for 103 years now. Tell us about the art, the cover on this book.
This was wonderful. There's a very famous and wonderfully talented printmaker who lives in Marin County named Tom Killian, and he's also somewhat of a historian, and he does lovely Japanese-style prints of Marin and surrounding, actually of other places in California as well. But he has a beautiful series of Mount Tam. And he loves the Mountain Play, and we asked him if he would if we could borrow one of his beautiful images for the cover. And he also offered to do the preface of the book, so.
It's really beautiful.
That's sweet.
And it's been around for 103 years. The state eventually took over it. Tell us about how that happened.
So what happened was, when we started in 1913, it was started by the head of the drama department at UC Berkeley, Garnett Holm. He and a couple other friends found this spot on the mountain. It was actually land owned by William Kent, the congressman, who was a friend of theirs. And they decided to do a play on the mountain. 1,200 people showed up. It was Abraham and Isaac, a little weird for our times, but it worked then. And it was such a success, they decided to do it over and over again. Kent gave the Mountain Play Association the land, which we owned till the mid-20s, but There is something about sitting on a grass hill and sliding down. They used to say you put your foot in the back of the person in front of you so that you don't keep sliding. So they decided that they really wanted to make it a Greek amphitheater, but the nonprofit couldn't do that. So during that time, the state park had been growing steadily up the mountain until it pretty much surrounded the amphitheater. So it made sense to turn over the land of the amphitheater to the state park, thereby allowing the Civilian Conservation Corps to come in and quarry and build this gorgeous, gorgeous amphitheater that is actually in the United States one of the most beautiful examples of WPA architecture.
Yeah, and just talking to you just for the last couple of minutes, I definitely want to head up there.
You have to
It
go.
sounds like a great season ahead, so thank you so much, Sarah, for
You are
joining us here
welcome.
today.
Thank you very much for the
Sarah
opportunity.
Pearson from Mountain Plays. For more information about Mountain Play, log on to mountainplay.org. That's mountainplay.org. We'll be back with more Bay Sunday after this break.